Thank you for being here this evening. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's City Council regular meeting on Tuesday, February 6, 2018. At this time, we'd like to call the meeting to order and please invite Mario Ortega, who's a deacon for Our Lady of Grace Catholic Church, who is going to offer our invocation, after which I would ask Councilwoman Gussie if she wouldn't mind leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If you'd all rise, please.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you, Deacon Mario. Appreciate it. At this time, we will move to the roll call.
Councilmember Brown.
Here.
Councilwoman Gussie.
Here.
Councilmember Manfredi.
Here.
Councilmember Smith. Here. Councilmember Wade.
Here.
Vice Mayor Chapados.
Here.
Mayor Price.
Here.
Mr. Mayor, we have a quorum.
Great. Well, as you can see, we have a whole bunch of stuff going on. While we have a meeting to conduct and policy to make, we also get to have some fun, and we'd like to really celebrate a great time at this moment. February is Black History Month, and so we have a proclamation and we have a presentation, and we'll go from there. So, council members, if you wish to join me down here for the proclamation, you may do so. I'd also like to call up Amar, the chair of our Cultural Affairs Committee, as well as the entire committee. If you'd like to come up, we'd love to have you. Joanna and others, I would love to have you come forward. If you want to come down and join me at the podium, please. Okay. I'd like to issue this proclamation here this evening. It says, whereas diversity of social identity, including racial and cultural identity, contributes positively to the development of society and is a matter of pride and celebration, whereas Americans of African descent have made valuable and lasting contributions to our country and our state, achieving exceptional success in all aspects of society, including business, education, politics, science, and the arts. And whereas in 1976, Black History Month was adopted to honor and affirm the importance of the history of African Americans and to focus on the stories and the teachings of those who helped build our nation, advance the cause of civil rights, and strengthen families and communities. And whereas the city of Maricopa continues to work towards becoming an inclusive community in which all citizens, past, present, and future, are respected and recognized for their contributions and potential contributions to our community, the state, the country, and the world. Now therefore, I, Christian Price, Mayor of the City of Maricopa, do hereby proclaim the month of February 2018 as Black History Month in the City of Maricopa, and we urge all citizens to join with us in celebrating the significance of Black culture in its past, present, and going forward into the future. This is dated today's date, the 6th of February, 2018. Congratulations. So I'm just going to present this to all of our Cultural Affairs Committee. In celebration, we have a few presentations and some things, some words that are going to be said, and we hope you'll enjoy the presentation. So we'll turn it over to Joanna.
Thank you. To the mayor, council, staff, and citizens, I am here to extend to you an invitation to an African American history music review. It will be held next Saturday from 4 to 7 at the Maricopa Public Library. Join me and others as we journey a timeline from 1619 to the present. Listen to live secular and spiritual music as you have heard in your homes, commercials, movies, TV, and sports events. For those who saw the Super Bowl, it started in the beginning with Prince, 1999, and then Prince was a hologram as he sang with Justin Timberlake. Did I get the right one? Okay. This is music that you've heard, such as blues, jazz, rhythm and blues, soul, gospel, neo-soul, hip-hop. This American music was created from the transatlantic slave trade, lost my place, and the forced transportation of millions of African Americans across the Atlantic who were then enslaved. The cultures from which they were torn and the conditions with which they were forced into both contribute to the sound of African American music. This music is truly American. Slave trade brought West African rhythms, chants, and song structures to America, which leads to the advent of blues, jazz, Negro spirituals, gospel, soul, all the ones that I said before, including country music and classical. Music was and is a solace, a community builder, and a voice of hope. Tonight is a preview of the uniquely American music created by African Americans. We will have Mark Randolph. Are you the president, the owner, what are you? The leader of a jazz group, A Touch of Class, which performs throughout Arizona. We will also have spiritual music. On keyboard is Lonnie Irons. One of the soloists is Thaddeus Holland, and the other soloist is Mitzi Jameson Thomas. So first we'll have jazz with Mark, then we will have spiritual music and a song that you all know. If you know the songs, sing along, and I tried to make it so that you know them. And lastly, we will have Mitzi singing the Negro National Anthem. The words have been provided for you, and please stand when we sing that song. So first, we'll have Mark.
Don't think you can't clap just because you're in chambers now. Go ahead and let it go. Come on now.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. I want to be sure that you understand that the event is Saturday, this coming Saturday. I said next Saturday. That may have confused some of you. It is February 10th from 4 to 7. Each person has 5 minutes to perform, so I'm going to stop talking. Next is Thaddeus Holland. Sing along if you know the song.
Can we have some fun with this song, Lottie? If I can get everybody just to repeat after me. La 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 la. La 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 la. Do it one more time. La 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 la. Watch this. La 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 la. La 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 la. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, a happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus washed. Oh, when he washed. When my Jesus washed. He washed my sins away. Oh, it was a happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When my Jesus washed. Oh, when he washed. When my Jesus washed. He washed every one of my sins away. Oh, it was a happy day. Let's take it up, Lonnie. He taught me how, yes he did, to watch and pray. Oh Lord, my Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. And we will live rejoicing, yes we will, every day of my life. My Lord, every day. Happy day. Oh, happy day.
Happy day.
Jesus washed.
Jesus washed.
When he washed. Jesus washed. He washed every one of my sins away. Hallelujah.
please stand and join her in singing this song? Everyone should have the words. Thank you very much. That's the end of our program.
Thank you. I believe at this time we wanted to throw it to Councilmember Brown, I believe. Is that correct? And Councilmember Brown, I think you had a few words.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to thank you for the proclamation for
You're being yelled at by your wife, so I can't do anything about that. Sorry. I know my limitations.
I haven't gotten started yet. Give me time. I'm thanking the mayor for the proclamation, and I'm thanking the participants this wonderful evening. Mark, as always, you swing, and you're great. Thad, Lonnie, thank you so much. And Missy, thank you. I would like to also thank the mayor for being a real soldier. I've been very proud of his fellowship through the years that I've known him, and it's important. You know, it's 1619, when Africans were brought here as slaves, Black Americans have endured many struggles, many obstacles, to attempt to become part of the fabric of the American dream. And as spoken in the proclamation, through those years, we've achieved a great number of things and excelled in law, sports, literature, education, obviously government, military. We've seen a number of blacks who have become 4-star generals, several 3-star admirals. In fact, we also got one man who was the chief of staff. And I think that's extremely important. And I'd like to think that most Maricopans, most Arizonans, and most citizens of the United States would like to know that blacks have served as chairmen of boards of directors, Xerox, Merrill Lynch, Bank of America, Time Warner, American Express, and there are many others who are serving in senior management positions, Microsoft, Apple, Procter & Gamble. Those achievements have been not easy to achieve. It's because we plow on, we work hard, and we too want America to know that the only way the fabric becomes whole and the only way this country becomes great is we all participate. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Thank you, Councilmember Brown. We appreciate it. Councilmember Wade, did you want to say a few words?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for allowing me a couple of minutes, and thank you to my fellow council members here for offering the opportunity to present. I also want to definitely acknowledge the Cultural Affairs Advisory Committee and Joanna Vanderpool especially for putting these things together for today and for Saturday. A question was asked: when do we celebrate White History Month, Mexican History Month, Asian History Month? And that question was asked on our website. I hope that that individual is here because I invited them to come to the Cultural Affairs Advisory Committee and share with them their ideas that they may have. We celebrate everyone every day, 365 days a year. We've chosen February, or February was provided as Black History Month to further accentuate the contributions of African Americans to this country. Same as what we do with Hispanic Heritage Month, Asian Pacific Islander Week, and all the other times that we will come together. It is the purpose or the intent of the Cultural Affairs Advisory Committee to go out of business. That is the intent, to provide information that is salient enough for the community to grasp a hold of and support and benefit from. That's the whole idea. Not to separate, not to put on top of, not to be downtrodden as well. So I want to thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it. When you come out like this, it shows that what we're trying to do matters. And we would not be successful if we didn't have the kind of leaders that we have that allow for us to do that. So thank you very much, and safe travels.
Thank you. We want to thank all of you and all the participants for being here with us this evening. Sarah, are there treats out there in the foyer? So there's some goodies out there in the foyer. Council, what is your pleasure? Do you wish to have a 10-minute recess to partake in those?
15 minutes.
Or do you want to fast through that and push on with your... All right, you don't get to go then. Everybody else. All right, with that, Council, don't let Manfredi eat any of the cookies, all right? Other than that, let's have a 10-minute recess, and thank you again for participating. Thank you for everybody. Big round of applause to you. Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I told him to leave me alone.
a picture if you can. Say how you doing. Here.
How you doing? How you doing?
All right, we're going to reconvene here. Thank you very much, council and participants in our presentations this evening. We really do appreciate it. We're going to move to item number 4, the report from the mayor. I'm going to forego my comments in efforts of time here, and I'm going to throw it to Councilmember Smith for a moment.
Hello, everybody. It's been festive so far, so why stop?
All right.
Let's just keep going. I'd like to invite up the Age-Friendly Committee, of which I see 3, which includes a previous committee member. I had more, but I think they're out enjoying the fun. So Carol, Viola, and Leanne, if you guys can make your way up. And Arnold as well. Okay, you're going to get the rest of the committee. So we're going to, come on up. We're going to make a presentation here to a well-deserving individual. And she has no clue that this is coming. And here comes Joan. She's part of our committee as well. As you all know, we just finished the Age-Friendly Senior Info Expo. It was our 3rd one, and attendance continues to grow. We had well over 300 people. And this person could probably tell you exactly how many people were there. But it was a huge success. Seniors felt like they had their needs met in many different ways, finding out about different resources that are available to them. And it's all because one person 3 years ago brought this forward and said, I think this would be a great adventure. And so I'm going to ask Vice Mayor Chapados to come down. So Peg, Vice Mayor Chapados, as a member of Maricopa Seniors, thought that the Maricopa Senior Group felt that this would be a huge resource for seniors in our community, and we all agreed. And we helped as much as possible, but she is a real leader. Like, you know, she just makes it happen. She used to be an event planner, and you can tell that she was very successful as an event planner because she just makes it happen. So, Peg, in honor of all of the work that you've done for the last 3 years, I want to give you this. It says, the City of Maricopa Grit Award. Vice Mayor Peggy Chapados for her dedication and leadership of the age-friendly Senior Info Expo from 2016 to 2018. She led the way for us all 3 years. So I want to give that to you. I love the whole grit concept that the mayor came up with, and I've continued to use it whenever possible. So you get the first City of Maricopa Grit Award. And these beautiful flowers as well.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank
You're welcome. Anyone else have anything to say? They're all quiet. Okay. All right, Peg? Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Great job. Congratulations, Vice Mayor Chapados, and thank you, Councilmember Smith, and to our committees that put in all that work for the Senior Info Expo. It is a lot of work, and much of it is done by Vice Mayor Chapados, so we really appreciate that. And then finally, in the report from the mayor here, we have another presentation. I'm going to throw it to Councilmember Henry Wade.
So it always takes a lot of people to do a certain job, but sometimes it just takes one person to do its job consistently over and over and over again. That you know when you ask the question, or you know when you're asking for support, or you know when you're looking for something to be done. You ask that person and it's done. And unfortunately, we're going to lose that person. That person's going to go somewhere else on another adventure, looking forward to flying 14 hours. So Sarah, come on up here. Sarah has been with the City of Phoenix, or City of Maricopa, for how many years now? 12 years. 12 years she's been with the city. Has seen a lot of things happen over the years and worked with a lot of folks over the years, and has been unselfishly motivated to do things for us, for council and the mayor.
Yeah.
That, you know, as I say, it's amazing how you come in and things are just taken care of. And so I appreciate you, Sarah. We appreciate you. We know you're traveling here tomorrow, you know, so we got to be traveling light. So, but I wanted to make sure you at least have some flowers to know and think about us when you take it, and a little something that might help a little bit when you make the transition. So, thank you very much,
Council,
Sarah.
let's go down.
Now, Sarah has been part of our Veterans Committee. She's our liaison. She's our person that comes in and does all the work for us. And it's a tradition in the military, as one of our members depart, that we give them a challenge coin. Now, this challenge coin was, I had these made when I was the commander of the American Legion post here in Maricopa. So it's very meaningful that individuals receive these challenge coins, and they're very unique. They're only limited amounts were made. And it's my pleasure to present this challenge coin to Sarah.
So So it's probably picture time, but I just want to say thank you to Sarah as well. You know, we have the opportunity here to work with a lot of people, and they all, I think, are special to us in a lot of different ways. But Sarah had the unfortunate luxury of dealing with me on a regular basis and having to hear lots of my discussions, and when I was in a grumpy mood, and had to hear me, you know, complaining about this, that, or the other. And so I really want to say thanks to her, and thanks for all the things that she did here at the city. She's been here for a long time. It really is 12 years, and we're only 15 years old as a city. There aren't many employees that have been around that long. And so it really is an end of an era. Unfortunately, some of us had to be in a long meeting today during her going away party, so I didn't even get to say bye to her there. But again, we want to thank her and give her a big round of applause for all she's done here. Thank you. Now, before we move on, just before you all think that things are terrible for Sarah, she is going to New Zealand after all. So I've told her to send pictures so that I can send her comments back that I hate her. We wish you well, Sarah. Thank you again. With that, we'll move to the report from the city manager.
Mr. Mayor, I have no items to report.
Thank you very much. That'll move us to the call to the public. I do have three cards that I'll go to first. The first one is for Deacon Mario and Joanne Ortega. Come on up.
Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of City Council, I'm Deacon Mario Ortega, and my wife Joanne, Lady of Grace Catholic Festival. We have done some changes this year. Instead of calling it Our Lady of Grace Church Festival, we're calling it Our Lady of Grace Community Festival. And the reason for doing that is because we are a community. We are a community of different people, different aspects, come from different aspects of life. We come together and we need to form that bond, that friendship. So the other thing too, with that being said, Mardi Gras is coming up, and so we decided to change up things up a little bit. My wife Joanne last year ended up chairing the whole thing right at the festival time. And so Father decided, well, you know what? This year you're both going to co-chair it. So we're co-chairs of the festival. So we decided to add some spice. Mardi Gras theme with all the music of class is going to be playing Friday night. So come on out, enjoy. But let's turn it over to Joanne, and she can give you a little bit more of what's going on.
Thank you. So in addition to having music from A Touch of Class, we're going to open our menu and have some Cajun food. So we'll have the regulars, our Mexican food, our American food. Our Filipino food is going to be available all weekend, not just on Sunday. And then, of course, the addition of fried catfish, dirty rice, jambalaya, and Cajun chicken. So, but when it runs out, it runs out.
Don't you know I'm on a diet? That's not helping.
So, but that's just Friday. And we're going to start the party Friday. We're going to continue on Saturday. We're introducing a car show. So it's wide open, and we're really looking forward to that. Our entertainment that we have lined up is all over. Yes, we have the posters available, and there's some black and white ones that are in the lobby. And we are selling wristbands for the carnival right now at a discounted price. Information's on our website. But on Saturday, the other thing we're going to do that's new is karaoke. So Saturday night, we're going to have a children's and adult karaoke with prizes. and some entertainment in between, including our young Selena impressionist, Giselle Diaz, and some baile folclóricos, the dance groups. We're going to have 3 of them throughout the weekend. And we're going to close it off on Sunday with, starting with the Matachinas, the Mexican Indian dancers, which are very good, very colorful. And then we're going to close right before the raffle with Eagle Heart Band. So we thank you and we invite you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Look forward to it. Next up is Tori Anderson.
Mayor Price, Vice Mayor Chapados, council members, I've missed you. I should be here every week, I guess, huh? Thank you for letting me come up. I am here to advertise our 13th annual Seeds of Change Gala. This year it's Reboot the Bling, so it is our Western theme again. We had such a success last year that all of our guests asked to repeat that. So we've bumped it up a little bit. We have line dancing, we've got food by Dickies, we've got music all night. So dancing all night, we've got casino games. Harris is helping us with that. We've got True Grit helping us with our margarita bar. And yes, we can make some without the tequila, Mayor Price. Got to keep it. It's for everybody.
For everybody.
But I wanted to invite the community. It is our only fundraiser that we do for our Maricopa shelter, is this one. And we only do the one because we don't want to always have our hand out. So we are limited to 300 guests. We do sell out every year. So if you haven't bought your tickets, I would suggest you do so at seedsofchangegala.org. We also have a Facebook page, which is also Boots and Bling, so you can check that out. So that's happening March 3rd at Province. Meritage Homes is one of our amazing host sponsors again, so we're very grateful that they're able to provide that for us. And it is from 6 to 10. That is a Saturday night, March 3rd. And again, all the proceeds stay local. Thanks to our amazing sponsors, we are able to keep most of our costs down, so the money, even the ticket price, that also goes towards the fundraiser. So we've kept our costs down tremendously. The other thing I wanted to invite everybody to is on Saturday, February 10th. If you don't have your Valentine's Day gift, or you want to buy yourself a Valentine's Day gift, at the Chandler Mall, Kendra Scott, the jewelry store, is doing a fundraiser for us from 11 to 1. So everything that you buy at that time, 20% of all sales go to Against Abuse. And this money does go towards our gala proceeds. And then they will also be at the gala doing a jewelry pull. So we're very fortunate to have Kendra Scott as an amazing partner again this year, to be able to kind of reach out and get the information out, and more of an educational piece. On Saturday at the mall, we'll be there to answer questions just about domestic violence and what the numbers are, and just any questions anybody might have. So it's a great educational piece, and we're fortunate and very grateful that Kendra Scott is able to reach out and do that with us. So this Saturday, 11 o'clock.
Got it.
All right, thanks. And I'll see you again, I'm sure, soon.
I'm sure. Thank you, Tori. We appreciate it as always. Next card I have is, for Shelley Gillespie.
Oh, static. Good evening, Mayor Price, Skinny Mayor Price, Vice Mayor Chapados, and council, staff, and neighbors. I'm very excited to say this is it. Next week, on Friday, the 16th through the 18th, is our wonderful film festival, and couldn't be at a more opportune time. We really have a great deal of diversity in terms of every aspect of our festival. If you've seen the cover of our program, we have a Native American by birth, who is May Donahue, but here May Tallwing, who's done this. We have Native American entertainers. We have films that deal with sharecroppers and the sad and awful plight that happened with some of the people in years recent, and that was reviewed by Joanna, who said it was amazing, and she is coming to the festival, so from, I think it's North Carolina. So we have people coming from Montreal, New York, Virginia, North Carolina, California, all over. I mean, it's just really exciting. We have 67 films and every one of them is amazing. I'm not kidding. They are rated better than last year's with pretty much the same reviewers. So we're very thrilled. And we thank the city. Julia took an ad on behalf of the military. We have other people who've taken ads. We have Geico joining us for military ad, and that's our new festival film block. We have people featured who are more senior. We have young films, young people's films. And so there's a wide variety of films. I am hard-pressed to decide what my favorites are. I have a few in contention. But I invite you all to join us. The VIP party is going to be fabulous. We're opening it more to the public by making it available for people to get an entrance. Last year it was just strictly invitation only, but we want people to have a chance to be there. We have Matthew Earl Jones, who is the head of the Film and Digital Media Department. And this position only began about a year ago after 6 years of nothing happening in the state to help film. We were being bypassed by our next door neighbor, New Mexico. I'm going to have some chats with some of the people involved because we can do great things. I'm extremely jealous because I found out at a production meeting of Arizona production people that Casa Grande has a commercial they're filming there. Well, it's our turn. And so we've got to foster all the filmmakers that we can do wonderful things for their future, provide bright ideas for them to do, and make it a great festival where we can all enjoy each other's company and the films we see and share them in common. So I invite you all to come. Please take a look at the website, copashortsfilmfest.org. And if you have any questions, I think most of you know how to reach me. It's almost scary. Thank you very much for your support, all of you, and we really appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelley. Appreciate it. And just by way, I don't know if you said this, Shelley, but that Matthew Earl Jones, I met him at MAG at a presentation once, and that is the brother of James Earl Jones. So they look alike. They sound almost alike. It's pretty impressive. Judge Riggs.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council. I wanted to bring to your attention a change in policy procedure that we're implementing at both courts here in Maricopa, and the cost savings and potential improvement to public safety that this represents. As you probably know, when defendants fail to appear or don't comply with a court order, we issue a warrant for their arrest. At any given time, sadly, we have several thousand active warrants out of both courts. Over the last year or so, we've recognized and seen an increase in the number of people actually being arrested and being held in the jails in Florence. We're do what we can. We try and adjust bail amounts. We try and move quickly. But this increase, I think, is due to three things. First, it's the great work of our local law enforcement, Maricopa PD, OCCHIN, the Sheriff's Department, and DPS in executing these warrants and ensuring that people do comply with court orders. Second, staff, and particularly with the additional staff that we now have that this council helped support and approve last year, they're able to stay on top of these things when people don't appear and make sure that we get things out very quickly. It wasn't all that long ago that a defendant appeared and he was shocked how quickly we'd issued the warrant, and he just flat out said, it used to be I would get 6 months before the warrant would be issued. These warrants, they can see them on public access, so they know when they're issued, and they knew how to play the game, and so we've changed that. With those two things. The third thing is that a rule change was implemented last April that requires anyone that we hold pretrial on bail be seen in court within 10 days to review the condition. To minimize the time that someone spends in jail is to bring them over that 10 days on a day when the prosecutors are also in court to see if we can also resolve the case on that day. Usually the people held in custody, their cases they've had, I'm not quite sure of. These policies were put in place. This required 2 days of transport. One day, Pinal County Sheriff's Office would bring over those that needed to appear in the Justice Court, and then our own Maricopa Police Department would bring over those that were appearing in the Municipal Court. This required some of our officers to make 2 round trips. They'd have to drive to Florence, pick up those that were in custody, bring them back, wait for them to finish their court appearance, and then take them back. Depending on the day, this could involve 1 to 4 officers. By the time you figure the transport, the time in court, the time to get them in and out of jail, it would tie up an officer for 6 to 8 hours just to do that. And again, we've had days when we've needed 4 officers to do that. So starting last November, we worked with the Sheriff's Department and asked if it were possible that they could just simply transport all the inmates 1 day a week, and we could figure out how to make that work and have them appear 1 day in both courts. The sheriff has agreed to do that, and so we've made that change effective. Immediately, it required the cooperation also of the Pinal County Attorney's Office and the City Attorney's Office to make sure that we have someone there on that date to get these cases resolved. So now we're saving the money of the officers having to travel. It's going to make these officers potentially available to be here on our streets rather than having to drive to and from Florence. And so I just wanted to express appreciation to the sheriff, the Sheriff's Department, the county attorney, and the city attorney for making this come to pass, and also make council aware of that.
Anyone else wish to call to the public? Okay, Councilmember Wade wants to go as well as Vice Mayor. So.
I'll be very quick. I just wanted to remind everyone, the council member on the corner on Saturday the 10th, 8:30 to 10, we'll be meeting at the industrial park off of 238, just west of the sand dunes or the dunes golf course. So that's Councilman on the corner, Saturday, 8:30 to 10. We're on the website if you need additional instructions. We'll be discussing business licenses and the types of business licenses that the city manages and the process of getting a business license. So it seems to be a topic that people are concerned with and would like to hear more about. So come on out Saturday, 8:30 to 10, Councilmember on the corner, business license.
Thank you, Councilmember. Vice Mayor?
Thank you, Mayor, fellow council members. Well, it's election season again, and I am here to just announce that I have decided to share some of the experiences and some of the vast knowledge that I've accumulated in my 5+ years on council with anybody and everybody who's thinking of running this year, or who's just interested in learning more about what a council member's perspective is. So I'm going to be presenting the top 10 lessons learned on City Council 3 weeks from tonight, February 27th, here in council chambers from 6:30 to 8 o'clock, or I'm sorry, from 7 to 8:30 here in council chambers. It's free. No need to RSVP, just come on in. We're going to be talking about things like it's all about you, no, who, 7 to 1, icebergs in government, the easy part, ROI, and it's not what you think it is. SMEs, who are they, what are they, when do you go to them, what can you learn from them, connecting the D-dots, the art of asking, and building something. So if you want to hear more about any of those topics, I encourage you to come 3 weeks from tonight on the 27th and listen to what I've learned as a council member. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Appreciate it. Anyone else wish to approach the podium and talk to council? Just before we close on this one, I got some information tonight I just wanted to pass along. We have a former council member who had a family tragedy. Their sister's son passed away in an unfortunate accident, so I wanted to just let you know to keep our former council members in your thoughts, and just don't want to disclose too much at this time, but just an FYI. So again, with that, we'll go ahead and close the call to the public at this time and move to the minutes. Council, can I have a motion to approve minutes 7.1 and 7.2, please? I have a motion. Is there a second? Second. Any further discussion on the minutes at this time? Seeing no one, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. That'll take us to item 8.1, which is a public hearing. This is PH 18-01. The Mayor and City Council shall hear public comment for the purpose of considering a Section 5311 transit program, Section 5311 grant application from the Federal Transit Administration through the Arizona Department of Transportation that be used to continue operations of the transit system. Interested persons or agencies shall be heard with respect to social, economic, and environmental aspects of the project. Interested persons may submit oral or written evidence and recommendations with respect to the project. Is there anyone else that would like to approach the podium at this time and talk to the council about this issue and this issue only? Seeing no one at this time, I will go ahead and close the public hearings on this particular item. And council, that will take us to the consent agenda. Council, can I have a motion to approve items 9.1 through 9.7, please?
So moved.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. And that'll take us to our singular agenda item on tonight's agenda, which is actually very quick. The mayor and city council to discuss, possibly take action to cancel the March 6th, 2018 city council regular meeting. As you know, council, this item is because of the travel that is required for the Washington, D.C. trip, and so that is in your hands on what you would like to do. Council, time is yours. Questions, concerns? Anything else? Yes, Vice Mayor.
Mayor, I'm going to move to approve canceling the March 6th meeting.
There's a motion and a second. Is there further discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Council, thank you very much for your participation. Audience, we appreciate your participation this evening. Unfortunately, Council, you're not done, so can I have a motion to move to E-session, please?
So moved.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries unanimously. We'll adjourn for this evening and see you again in 2 weeks. Thank you.